All right, here we go. I was about to say, like, what's happening? I know I scheduled my live, you know? It didn't like automatically come on. Anyhow, here we are. I'm on now. So, hey, this is a live tutorial on how to play Prototype by André 3000. And I'm about to just get to it like real quick. So I already made a little drum track. I made a short. I made a short on this and everything. Let me turn my mic up. I made a short on this and everything. Let me actually mute this. Yeah, so that's like my drum. I mean, it sounds enough like Prototype. Okay. So yeah, this is it. This is pretty much what I'm using. What you doing? Pretty much what I'm using right here. Okay. So yeah, this song is pretty much like, I mean, you can tell that André 3000 maybe he was like sending a message about Erykah Badu when he was with him, perhaps, maybe. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So very quickly, I'm going to show you the chords. There are four chords in this song. Only four. And it's kind of interesting how this song was treated with those four chords. It's two like major seventh chords in a way. It's kind of rooted in that, and then two minor seventh chords. And that's pretty much how it's treated. So, I mean, try not to overthink that. And I'm not going to share charts in this one either. But, yeah, I just pretty much wanted to show it. I'm pulling up another laptop so I can make sure that I'm showing or whatever. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Here we go. All right, I'm back up. All right, cool. I'm back up. All right, so sorry about that. If anybody hopped on, I apologize for that interruption. So anyway, the first chord, let's pretty much go over the first chord. All right, so the first chord is actually, and this is going to be in the open position, okay? So in the open position, I'm select this one right here for now. All right, so in the open position, what this means is that you're actually playing some of the open notes, the open strings on guitar, okay? So these strings are tuned to, as you all already know, here is E, B, G, D, A, and E, okay? And I'm going to do it the other way. E, A, D, G, B, and E. All right? So those are the notes. So here are like the open, here's the open one. Now what key it's in, I don't want to confuse anyone, so I'm just going to tell you the chords. There are times when songs go between more than one key, okay? But this song has four chords, and initially it's going between between D and E. D and A rather. Okay, so let me play this drum track, and I'll actually use it as a reference. So as a reference, it's pretty much playing like this. So right here, I'm playing open D first, and then open A. To its root, or at its root, this is what the root of the song is being played. Okay, the bass line is basically these notes. Now it's playing around those notes. All right. So these are the two notes. Now some of y'all are like, man, if you don't show me something else, just hold tight. Just hold tight. I wanted to show you the root of the chord. All right. So like anytime I show you like a C, let's say for instance, and I show you how to play that, and I say, okay, play this chord. Well, typically what I say is the root. Typically what I say is the root of that chord is a C. So without playing the chord, I'm playing. All right. That's typically what I'm playing. So it's just the root. But the full chord is this. Okay. So the chords, the D and A chords, those were the root notes of the D and A chords. So to that drum track, it's pretty much just two notes playing. So when he's like, I think I'm in love again. Now let's put actual chords to those roots. All right, we're gonna put actual chords to them. The first chord is actually like a D major 7, or probably even like a D, like sort of like a variation of D major 7. Okay, I don't want to get into the technical terms. Just know that you put your index finger right here in the second fret on your high E, B, and G string and flatten it like this. And you can actually play between this chord, which is, that's the chord right there. Or you could even fret your G and B strings in the second fret with your middle and ring finger and leave the high E string open. So I think I'm in love. So this is actually the melody note, which is the high B string. Alright, so this right here, this is the first chord of the song, or the first chord in the chord progression. Alright, so this high E right here is it. So alright, so that's the first chord. The next chord is an A major 7th, and you can play between like a major 9 and a major 7th. Okay, but I do variations. So the major 7th shape is and this is in the open position. So there's the A, there's the open A, which is right here. It's this string right here. Here's the E, the low E, here's the A. All right, so you got your A right here. That's open. You're not fretting that. My middle finger right here is on my second fret on my D string. My index finger is on my first fret on my G string. And my ring finger is actually on my second fret of my B string. And when you play that, pretty much how you play that. Now let's actually put it to the drum track. Okay, let's put it to the drum track. I'm not going to record it. I'm just going to you know. All right. Okay. So for those first two chords that I just showed you, now I'm not playing the actual rhythm of the song, but you know, we do things in steps. Okay, the actual rhythm of the song goes like this. It's actually like strumming, sort of like this. Okay, that's how that goes pretty much. Now let's move on to the next chords, because this whole song is 4 chords, and you pretty much repeat that the whole way. All right. Keep in mind, like Andre 3000, he wrote this song like he's learning guitar, you know. So, and you can tell he's new at it, and he actually recorded this song. Okay. So yeah, let me show you again. So first 2 chords, I pretty much said you could either play. Sometimes you can play a major 7th chord and like a major 9 chord. Sometimes you can play those interchangeably. But it is appropriate for this song that it's like more like a major 9 type situation. So that I think I'm in love, that thing, that's this E right here. I think I'm in love. So it's important that you play that, you know, and sometimes it's cool to mix notes, but so pretty much my middle finger and my middle finger and my ring finger are on the 2nd fret of my G and B string, and that's what I'm playing. Everything else is open. All right. And I'm not playing this string. I'm not playing this string. So you can mute it so that you don't play it. Okay. Or strum it. All right. And again, the 2nd chord is think of an A major 7th, like in the open position. I've already shown it, but I see a couple people like hopped on. You play the major 7th shape, or right now I'm not playing this low E string because I'm playing from the A string, from this string, the A string down. Okay, so keep in mind you want to strum that. Now that you play this chord, go ahead and lift your ring finger, and you sound like this. So it should sound like this. All right. So those are the first 2 chords. So it's interesting how they do these chords. So they did like 2 major 9 chords, or he did like 2 major 9 or major 7th chords. I'm using it interchangeably because they sort of sound a little bit alike. And then he does 2 minor type chords. Okay. He does these 2 minor type chords with the same roots. So these chords have the root of a D and an A. So it's like a D major 7th, major 9th type chord. And then an A major 9th type chord, or major 7th. Okay. And then he goes to the D minor 7th type chord, you know, some sort of a variation. And then he goes to an A. So it's literally the same bass notes. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to the minor ones. Here is the minor ones. The same root, D. That's the open D. I got my index finger flattened on the E and B string, and my middle finger on the 2nd fret on my G string. Okay. And since we're sort of respecting that high E string right here, you could lift that, don't flatten it, just kind of play those two. You can do that, okay? But I typically play around with flattening it because it sounds like he does something. He does like a left and right pan type situation, okay? So then it goes. And then he goes to an A minor or like a minor 9 type situation, but it's a minor type chord. And the way you play that, here's a minor 7th, okay? Which is this A. You got the A right here. All right. Middle finger, 3rd fret on the D string, and index finger, 1st fret on the B string. Okay, but you could also lift this index finger. All right, and it sounds like it's more so that. So the way they sound all together is like this. So these chords sound real regular until you add like a bass line. It actually sounds pretty cool when you add a bass line. Those same chords can be played farther up too. So here's a D and here's a A right here, as well as a D, an open D, and an open A right here. Open D, open A, open D, open A. But here's also a D, and here's a A. So you can play those same chords over here too. So the same principle applies. Hold on. Go to the minors. Okay, so those are pretty much the chords of the song. All right, so now let's get to, I let that take a little too long. I'm gonna have this drum joint playing. All right, and let's switch to the screen real quick. Why you be popping up, yo? No. And I played the bass line. I just got it looping. It's just for a reference. It's nothing like special. All right. So this is the bass line of that song. And he was sort of like playing around with those notes. So even though I said a D and an A, he's playing around those notes. He's just ad-libbing. Okay. So that's pretty much what he's doing. Now I'm about to sort of play on top of the bass line. All right. Real simple. That's how you actually like put it together. I actually put a like a little so that's like an acoustic guitar. All right. Now a little bonus, I guess I can share is maybe I can pull up one other thing that I noticed is that he used an effect called a chorus effect. All right. And here's how it sounds on my guitar. All right. So let me see how. right. So, which my guitar is not coming in stereo, so you may not be able to hear it in like a stereo type sound. But anyway, that's what that is. So it's like a stereo effect. And in my little pedal, let me see. So yeah, the chorus pretty much works or whatever. So yeah, let me see what this sounds like. I might have to turn it down a little bit. Play it up here, remember? So yeah, that's pretty much, that's the whole song, you know. Now of course there is like a melody that he plays on top of it, and I'm not going to go through explaining going between the different keys, because it does switch keys. The chord progression switches keys. That's not important to everybody, so I pretty much already showed you the chords. But if I were to show you the melody, let me see if I can remember how to do this. Yeah, real simple. All right, so here is the melody. That's pretty much it. So the way it sounds with the effect on, and maybe you can hear the delay, maybe not. So let's run that. So maybe I'll record it and just see how it comes out. Let me see. All right. Let's run that back, run that back, run that back, run that back. Let me get the tempo right. And I gotta make this one tweak, turn my spread down so that you all can hear it. All right, I think y'all can hear that now. Because at first I had it spread left and right. You probably couldn't hear it on the stream. So that's how that sounds. Let's listen back at it. So, and I can tell the way that my acoustic guitar was a little bit out of tune. I could sort of tell. So that's cool though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could just still show, y'all could see how that actually worked. So let me see if I have anything else to show you. But yeah, that melody is pretty much going from your 7th fret to 9th fret on your G and D string is where I played this. Let me turn it up so you can hear something. And I pretty much hammered on from the 7th to the 9th fret. And then you hammer on to that 9th fret and go to the 9th fret, hammering on again on the D string. So it sounds like this. And then you go to the 8th fret on the B string and you go a whole step from that. So you go 8th to 10th fret. And then you go to the 8th fret on the high E string. So in time it sounds like this. Okay, so that's how you play that. So I showed you the chords here. So I showed you those chords as well as the open chord variations on how to play those chords as well. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, I showed you how I recorded it and how that goes. If anybody hops on and they have any questions, let me know before I got a little bit of time. All right. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see more of. Okay, that maybe I didn't show. And just as a note, I do show charts and everything typically. But if the chords are easy to explain, I just show you with the camera. But anyhow, for now, that is it. And hope you all have an awesome Thursday night. All right. Peace.